Alrighty, fans of farm life. The following video is 24-hour test on this solar generator. I've got two 100 amp hour batteries, which gives me approximately 2,500 watt hours. As you can see, towards the end of this video, try to charge these up, but by doing the math, I was getting maybe max about 250 watts on the solar panels. I did move them around the yard during the day to maximize the amount of sun I was getting, and I only got to about 65% full by the end of that one day. So it took 2 days to charge these. In retrospect, if I did have to run this freezer the way it's been running the whole time, I don't think it's possible to run the panels. You know, I can't even keep up with the draw from the freezer. So until I fix freezer, this probably would not work in a real life situation. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe. Alrighty, we're going to do a 24-hour test on this solar generator. I'm going to plug in this freezer, that refrigerator over there, and turn the lights on, hook on my phone for a stopwatch so we can go 24 hours, and we'll turn the perimeter lighting, and I'll go get another light or something to plug into the third outlet. So, and we're going to have the solar panels up. They're hooked in right here. Got a little bit of sun left. These are 400 watts of solar panels, 200 each. So we should get a little bit of sun for another maybe hour or so. And then we'll see how these things run. The batteries should be fully charged anyway. So we're going to start this. I'm going to turn this off. I'm going to get things set up, hit some switches, and then we're going to come back. Okay, so we got the solar panels turned on, master switch turned on. Looks like those solar panels, we're getting 4.6 amps coming in. So, and I think we're on boost charge, so because we're at 14.3. So I got the inverter on. So we're going to go ahead and, I got my phone plugged in right here, stopwatch. So we'll get that going as soon as I get the refrigerators plugged in. So let's go ahead and just run this. That shocked myself. Okay. We'll put one of these refrigerators online at a time. So I'll do the refrigerator first, which is this one. See that? 631 watts right there. So that should have it down to 123. So that we'll go ahead and do the freezer and see what that one looks like. This freezer's been running. we're going to go ahead and start our stopwatch. Alright. So it's 3:07 p.m. right now. So let's see. And that's giving us a wattage of 106 watts, 110 watts. So, and we are still charging. So we're still, that's plus 134 watts. So, so we're still charging up. I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights on. So now the lights are on. So I've got the freezer and the refrigerator plugged in. I got my phone plugged in. I've got the lights on, and we are still pulling in. What's that say? Still pulling in 100 and. Oh, now we're minus. We're minus 600 watts. So it is summertime. So these freezers and refrigerators are going to be running a little bit more. And my other inverter didn't run like this. It only ran when it got hot. So anyway, we got a lot of sun coming in, 17 amps coming in. So hopefully when the sun goes down, it's a little bit cooler out here. So I'm just going to leave the camera down here on this watt meter so we can check back and see what that is. But I'll leave all of this on as it is, and we'll come back in a couple hours and check on it and see where we're at. Okay, we are, as you can see, about 30 minutes in. This is my app for the solar panels. They're bringing in 207, 204 watts. I plugged in a light bulb, kind of simulate, you know, they have a light in the house. The inverter, let me take you over here. The inverter, the refrigerator is running. We can see that in there. Inverter says 13.3 and 212 watts is what's coming out through the inverter. We come down here on the battery monitor, and it shows we are minus 32 amps. Whoops. Minus 32 amps. And it says we got 60 hours of battery power. So, we'll check back in a couple hours and see where we're sitting. You can hear the freezer is running. When I did this experiment with the other solar generator I built, it was the winter time, and I don't believe that freezer ever went on. So anyway, you can see it's nice and sunny out, hitting those solar panels, but we've only got sun for about another hour, and then it'll cool down and the freezer won't run so much. So anyway, we'll come back in about 2 hours and check on it. All right. We are an hour and 36 minutes into our test. This freezer is still running. I moved the solar panels around to face the sun out there to get a little bit more juice. So the battery monitor says, I don't know if you can read that, it's probably kind of hard to do. It says we have 56 hours, but that's when I moved the solar panels. Those are going to go off here. I would say about an hour won't be getting any sun from the solar panels. When I look at the inverter, it is saying 209 watts. So it's not looking good on this 24-hour test. So, but we'll just keep it going. Hopefully hopefully that refrigerator will shut off, and or that freezer will shut off, and just go down to, you know, we'll be doing about 80 watts or something like that. So anyway, we'll come back. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. We are not quite 4 hours into our test. That freezer is still running. I don't know why. And our battery time, we're at 81%. It says we have 9 hours of battery life left. So I'm still hoping that that thing will shut off later. So 9 hours would bring us to approximately 3 a.m. So, but once that shuts off, that'll reset us to where we should make it, you know, at least to sunrise, and the sun comes back up and we start charging back up again. So it's not looking good, but we'll come check it in a couple hours, see if that freezer is turned off, and we'll see how much time we got left. All right, let's take a look up here. I'm going to turn these lights back on now that the that's a bright light there. So we are down, let's see, look at this. It says we're at 71%. We have 17 hours of battery left. Let's keep going down, 16 something. We'll check back. I might turn those lights back off. But that's still 16 hours. So I'm going to come up here, take a look in here. And let's see, what's this timer say? Timer says almost 6 hours. 5 hours, and you can see that or not. 5 hours and 54 minutes. We are running, let's see, what's the inverter is saying 81 watts, 82 watts. Okay, that's because I just turned these lights back on. With the freezer going, it was running at 200. So I think it settled out 1608. So 16 hours from now, it is 9 o'clock. So 16 hours would be like 1 o'clock more in the afternoon. So looks like we have plenty of battery in here to run through the night, as long as that freezer doesn't come back on and stay on. So I'm going to go ahead and leave the lights on. I'm going to go find a blanket or something to put over this so it doesn't keep the horses awake too much. And so far we're having a successful test. Sun comes up at around 7 or 8. So that would be about 12 hours, 11 hours. So I think we'll be okay. I think we will be okay. 16 hours. All right. We'll see you in the morning. Alrighty. As you can see by that, alarm's going off. We're down to 2%. I think I have the alarm at like 10%. We've been rolling for, let's see here, 17 hours. We got errors everywhere. We got low battery error, low discharge error. We're at, I think the inverter's probably turned off. Yeah, we're at 11 volts. Inverter's turned off. So I'm going to go ahead and plug everything back in so we can get this thing started back up again when the sun comes up. So I'll come right back. All right. So we failed. This did not make 24-hour test. It is about a little after 8. So I'm going to stop this stopwatch. We're going to go ahead and stop it at 17 hours. I don't know at what point we got down to that low. I was going to come out here at about 5 in the morning, but I was too tired. So I'm going to go ahead and turn everything off, wait for the sun to come out, and well, the 12-volt system's still working, but we're just low. We're just below over discharge. So I'm going to turn it off, wait for the sun to come up, and then we'll get things charged back up. And so we're going to call this 24-hour test fail, and I'm 100% sure it's because of this freezer was probably on quite a bit last night. Anyway, we're going to get things charged up, and we'll come back. Alrighty, so yeah, we only made it 17 hours, and it is a fail for a 24-hour test, but it is a win that the equipment worked. The inverter shut itself off. We didn't get low enough on the BMS to shut that off, so the battery's still working, thankfully. But the inverter shut down. So we look out here, and I got the panels right here, but if you look where the sun's just coming up. We got a little bit of sun coming on there. So hopefully in maybe another hour it'll come up, but then we got this big tree right here. It's probably going to block us. So let's hope we can get something in here. Otherwise, I'll have to go get the 110 charger and plug it in and get this charged up. So anyway, we'll give it a little bit more time, see what we're getting. We're getting like 0.2 amps in. So anyway, we'll come back in a little bit, and sun comes up, see if we're getting any progress. Get that air cleared off of the charge controller, and we'll be back. Alrighty, sun is starting to creep up, and we're getting about 53 watts coming in. Currently says it'll take 41 hours to fully charge these batteries, but I think once the sun fully comes up, this thing should charge up today. So we'll just keep an eye on it. The sun will get blocked by this tree that's out there, and then once it comes all the way around, we'll probably get about 3 or 4 hours of good sun, probably like 150 to maybe 250 watts. It's going to be a sunny day out, so these should get charged up here. Anyway, we'll come back. Alrighty, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I was kind of surprised. I was watching the videos, and this actually comes out pretty good here. If I can get this right. So as you can see, we're at 63%. We've been charging about 10 hours today, and I think that thing says still 8 more hours to go. So we'll try to get this. Just leave it here. I'll move the panels around, and so maybe tomorrow we'll get enough sunlight to charge this all the way. But I'm going to call it a wrap on this test, and I'm going to say the generator passed the test, but I'm going to say the freezer failed the test, only because that thing is running. Once I figure that out, I think we'll be okay. In a real world situation, if I needed to run these where I didn't have power, I could run extension cords from the shed right there, and that's got a bigger battery, It's still got 400 watts of solar power, or solar panels, but it does have a bigger battery, and I have done that before, where I've ran the extension cord out here, but not for all night. So anyway, that's a wrap on the test. Once I get this freezer thing figured out, we'll do another test. So anyway, wrap on the solar generator 24-hour / 17-hour test. And that's a wrap. Farm Life out.